Hi everyone, how you doing? So today, it's time that you knew the truth about hypnosis. So the truth is that we're all hypnotists. Every day we're going into hypnotic states. Anytime we daydream, anytime we drift off, go into a little bit of a zone out, these are all hypnotic states. So you may have been driving a car one time and it's been a long journey, or a drive that you take regularly, and all of a sudden you realise, how did I get here? Because you're in a trance and you subconsciously did that yourself. So all I actually do as a hypnotist is I don't have any special ability at all. All I do is have the ability to facilitate a state within you that you already have. So effectively we could say that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. Because when it comes to creating change, as a hypnotist, my goal is to change the inner beliefs of our subconscious mind. Because all day we're consciously programming ourselves with positive affirmations, negative things that happened, and also other people and other influences of what they tell us and what we believe. In our subconscious mind, which we can akin to being like the mind of a 7-year-old, takes all of these suggestions and information as fact. It doesn't analyse them, it just takes them as fact. So when you start to tell yourself that I'm feeling depressed, I'm not happy, your subconscious mind begins to believe that and begins to manifest the symptoms of depression, of anxiety. So what actually is hypnosis? Well, originally James Braid coined the term. And when he coined the term hypnosis, he was saying that hypnosis was very similar to a state of sleep. But after further investigation, he realised that it wasn't like sleep at all. And he actually wanted to change the name to monoideism, which means fixation of one idea. But unfortunately the term hypnosis had already stuck on, and as today it's been known as hypnosis, or like a state of sleep. But in fact it's not a state of sleep, it's a highly focused state of attention. And when we have this highly focused attention that has been focused through using self-hypnosis or having a hypnotist do it for us, is we can allow our conscious critical mind, those critical factors, to come down and to lower. So we know that when we're feeling down and we're not feeling good about ourselves, our friends can say, cheer up, you feel better, it'll be okay. And even though you know that it may be okay, you can't instantly just change your mind. The way that we need to change our mind is to change our feelings. And the way that we change our feelings is through our thoughts. And if I try and change your feelings directly without taking down that subconscious barrier, you'll just be going, how could I be happy? This has happened to me, that's happened to me. But when we start to take down those walls, it's like a piece of glass that's cloudy. And eventually, as we get down there and we start to focus the mind in, the glass starts to clean. And eventually the glass becomes so clean that we can actually get through and we can talk to the subconscious mind. So the purpose of hypnosis is to create new beliefs, new desires of change. And as a hypnotist, my special ability is to tap into your ability of self-hypnosis, to your ability to create your own reality. Because when I do things like stick somebody's hand to a table, or they can't open their eyes, or they may get a stiff arm, things like this, the reason why that's happening is because at that time we're focusing the attention to a new reality, a new belief. And if we can focus that new reality, that new belief, to the point where we can have the mind believe that the hand is stuck, or that our eyes are stuck, or various other hypnotic phenomena such as arm levitation, catalepsy, amnesia, etc. That means that we can allow our subconscious to believe these new changes that we put in there. Because we're constantly being hypnotized by ourselves and ourselves we're the number one hypnotist that we tell ourselves every day. So what type of day is it for you today? Is it a good day? Or is it a bad day? Because the truth is, it could be either. And the only thing that can change is just your perception of what you think. If you want it to be a happy day, you can focus on the happy outcomes. If you think it's a negative day, or you're not feeling good, you'll focus on those things that weren't so great. So what we need to do is we need to allow ourselves to hypnotize ourselves in a positive way. So self-talk is a really good way to invoke change. So always thinking to yourself the best, so that I can do this. I am better than this. I know that I'm good. I've done this before. Because we've all had times in the past where we've felt confident, where we've felt happy. And it may have only been a small time, but it happened, didn't it? So if you can feel confident and happy in the past, there's no reason why you can't feel confident and happy now and in the future. So as a hypnotist, my goal is to create real change within you. To take down the conscious barriers of change, to go to your subconscious mind, and to give you the suggestions that you want me to give you. So often, when we're feeling depressed, what is depression? Depression is nothing more than worrying about the past, feeling upset about the past events. And the opposite is anxiety. And what is anxiety? Anxiety is worrying about future events that haven't happened. And between depression and anxiety, we have a bunch of other emotions, such as worry. So what's the difference between worry and anxiety? Well, to deal with worry or fear, we actually know what is in front of us. We know what to be worried about. So for example, you may have an interview next week. You may have a competition that you're going in for, a sporting event. And it's always, you can feel worried about that because you're not sure what's going to happen. But the thing with the worry is there's a certain thing that we're actually focusing on to worry about. And then it's a lot easier to change the frame of that worry than it is to change anxiety. So when we're worrying about something, we're worrying about what might happen in this situation. And then we can always go back and say, you've done this before, it's easy, you've done this, you know how to do this, you have the confidence, etc. But when we're dealing with anxiety, there's often not something that we actually know what we're worried about, what the anxiety is stemming from. We're just worried because we're worried. And these worries come from our beliefs, our subconscious mind. So if we can take away these beliefs and we can change our perspective of them so that you can feel better about your life and you can create the changes that you want in your life. And that's my job as a hypnotist, to help you just be better. So I hope that this has explained something about hypnosis for you, and just remember it's not a strange state. It's something that we enter into every day. And it's just something that becomes a really good tool for change when we know how to use it correctly.